I am, man. I can't wait for this to get started.
You know what I've just done? I've just literally left my mic muted again, so they're not going to hear any of that. And you're hyped as well, so am I. So I've literally pulled. It's now called a dwarf. It's no longer called a biffster. It's actually just called pulling a dwarf. So welcome, guys. CGL final night of the finals for season 2. This is going to be intense. The leaderboards are very tight right now. Yeah, the game's about to start. We've got 50 seconds. This plane last night there was quite a few different planes. The first two were very similar. The third one vastly different. Any big plays that you remember last night, Jungle, that tickled the pickle?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure if it was a big play, but I remember Kesley, I believe. I'm not too sure if it was Kesley. Someone was knocked out next to that rock and was getting trying to be run over multiple times, but he got away with it somehow and got revived in the end. That was hilarious. After he got, and then the person in the buggy jumped out and killed themselves. I'm not sure if you remember, but that was truly hilarious.
I do remember that scene. That was pretty funny. I think my highlight standout for the night was Baking Pac-Man. That guy making a great play in there, just like hiding in the shadows down the bottom of that ridge in the third and final game there. That for me was like, that was great. That was a snake in a grass play right there, and it worked out. But as we go over to the leaderboards, I'm just checking them out right now. We have Avoid the Zoid in first place, sitting on 757 points. Glock and Myrari have jumped up into second. On close by on 711. So they got the old Slurpee points right there. And Smashbox Syndicate running in third place on 641. So there's going to be a really nice battle if Glock and Myrari can come through with a win. It's a really nice place, some really nice kills here for this this first game for the final night of the CGL season. As we got the plane coming in here, coming in from northeast to south west right now, and this is going to be opening up Georgia Pole to quite a few teams if they do want to eventually venture over there in a car. But we've got a few teams going down to Lipovka, pretty evenly spread right now, but this is going to definitely open up military base. We might see a few more people going down there. But yeah, what do you make of this plane, Jungle?
Yeah, it definitely opens up a lot of the map. Players will struggle to get to Zaki and possibly North Georgia Pole, but I'm sure Nutshot will find a way. Pretty much everything else on the zone is opened up. You can even stretch yourself all the way down to Novo if you were choosing to. But it looks like a lot of those players are opting to head further west. Only a few heading towards Milter and Lipovka.
Yeah, a majority of these players are actually heading west. Milter is pretty vacant, which is very bizarre. I would have expected to avoid the Zoid. Those guys kind of like to head out to Milter, small power. Been watching Zoid streams during the week, and that's kind of where they've been playing. But they have been changing it up a little bit lately. We jump on board here with Fat Texter. He's rocking the mask, and yeah, he's looking to relocate and try and find a weapon here. Yeah, running around. With anything right now, but they do have two teams over here in Lipovka, so we'll see who's the winner of this battle. As Navi's rotating around with looks to be a P92 in hand, or it could be a Glock actually.
Yeah, two teams are going to Lipovka here. It's not a massive town, so they will end up running into each other, but they obviously know of each other's presences, so they will stay quiet together. We jump on board at school here. Bunny the Dinosaur just took out Mike's, it looks like, but then Power retaliates and takes him out with the UMP, so it's all kicking off here. Power incredibly low. Cougar inside low himself, but finishes him off with the pistol, and D finishes it off. So well played by them. It doesn't look to be too good, and they move in to revive Barney.
Yeah, a bit of schoolyard bullying right there going down. Barney getting knocked out with a bit of a punch, a bit of a slap to the face. But yeah, Predge come around the corner and lighting him up in the M16. Getting 2 kills right there. Very nice with Predge making that quick little push out there. Feeling confident with M16 in hand. And finishing off those 2 kills there. So unlucky for Barney and Dick right there, getting knocked out early as Predge just makes his way through to the swimming pool, and he might go to cool off after that little bit of a heated battle, as he's just heard something. His Cougar is out here playing the pro game. This might be interesting. 1 bullet in a dream, but it looks like by Cougar doesn't land it, and Predge gets 3. So nice little start for him. I can hopefully find a med, some bit more armor, and some bit more loot, and yeah, secures skill for himself.
Yeah, well played by Predge there. D nearly actually dropped him there when he was coming around the corner to finish off Barney, but well played, secured it, and now he's got skill to himself, so he can just loot up. That new zone has spawned, though. It's from Nova up to Yaz, so it's an eastern circle, but it's still fairly open to those players that are heading towards George. They won't struggle too hard to get back to it, and a lot of those players that dropped early will in fact already be in there. Looks like a team already headed all the way to military as well, and as well as Animal Alphas, who had headed even further south, so just playing it safe down there. It looks like 2 teams did in fact go towards Primorsk as well, always a highlight of a town to head towards, but they are fairly split up. Pekin and his team are just down to the south and are going to continue looting, staying well away from that team to the north.
Yeah, we got Pekin's team and I think NZ girls team 3XC rolling around in the area. Primorsk is a decent town. It's got a lot of cover, quite a few buildings. You know, a hell of a lot of loot to get through there. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see when these guys do run into each other because they are going to be quite heavily geared. Pekin actually just rocking the VSS and a pumpy right now, so not the best of weapons for him, but does look to be in like full level 2 gear and armor, so that's going to be decent.
Yeah, they're just going to continue leading up. Primorsk is a pretty big town compared to Lipovka that we were talking about earlier, so they won't run into each other too soon, but eventually they will run out of loot to pick up, and they probably will run into each other. But as I say, Lipovka, those two teams have actually, in fact, run into each other now. One of them is moving into for the revive as Zeke looks to be covering with the shotgun in hand. Looks to be a bit of a lag there. He was flying around on the ground, but as they look to revive, they're pretty far away, so they won't be able to drop that last player.
Yeah, I think it was Dark and Stormy there, left by himself to just run away and try and make something of this first game. Maybe rank tank out for the rest of his team because it did look like that we missed a bit of confrontation down there. So yeah, he's just going to try and get out of town, maybe find a vehicle and push circle.
Just back on board with the guys here at Primorsk, just looting that central area of Prim at the moment. Those guys are a bit further south, so they might be heading towards it, just trying to suss out what's going on. K2 just sticking with his team here. Got a nice bit of loot, tier 1, tier 2, as he starts to head towards south side of Prim and suss out what's going on. But Blackout looks to be taking a few shots here towards NZ Girl.
Yeah, these guys just putting a bit of back and forth play right now as it looks like Back is over here to maybe help a teammate. I think he just, I think it was Electrics just got knocked down very close by. So yeah, Back with a double pumpy there.
Just on board now with Bark over here on the western side, just looting up with his team, nice and separated from the other players at the moment. Not just looting, not going to find too much quality gear immediately, but as they continue to loot, they'll slowly loot themselves up, nice and spread out. As Happy looks to be coming in here on the bike just to regroup with his teammates.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if we've lost Archer. I'm sure he's still aware. He's awake. No, he's awake. There he is. He's just playing with a few settings right now. As we can see, yeah, you can see Dark and Stormy on the Ducati, on my favourite bike, getting out of Prim because the rest of his team have sadly fallen. So he may look to basically push really centrally in the circle and kind of rank tank for his team right now.
Just going to keep driving around, I assume, sussing out where any other players are, trying to find some loot for the rest of his team. Dark and Stormy just going past the mansion now on the south side, just flying around, trying to suss out anything to loot. He has got that scar on his back with a UMP, it looks like, and he's got some tier 1 and tier 2 loot. So if he keeps driving around, it doesn't look like he has much of a team left, unfortunately. So just trying to find a nice compound for him to loot himself. As we take a look over at this red zone, just spawning here to the northern side of Pachinki. Won't affect too many teams, only one of which is inside it at the moment. There's another team or so over at Watertown, Champs and his team, that worked out well for them last night.
Yeah, Watertown did work out for them very well last night. We can see the TNS guys down at home, down there on the military island, and NZ Girl and Terabad here. Blackout just riding around on the bike, it looks, and trying to relocate through here. Maybe these guys are opting to get out of the town right now, which is what I think is happening right now with Pekin.
Yeah, as we were just talking about Watertown, looks like Champs dropped Orgrim with the AKM. Nice drop by him there. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to finish him off too easily as he's on that roof top and the other player's a bit further away, but he has got some enemies to his south, so we have to be careful. Verolos is quite close, got the double barrel in hand and sticks and stones. He is out at the back with the M16 in hand.
Yeah, I'm just going to have to refresh the stream quickly, guys. We may have lost a little bit of quality. It just seems to be buffering right now, so we'll be back in 2 seconds. Give me 1 sec.
You're not missing too much at the moment. Looks like Verolos is moving in just to revive Orgrim. Champs is playing it safe, not wanting to get too aggressive, obviously knowing that the rest of his team is somewhere around, and his other teammate isn't moving in too quickly, though. Trying to get another angle, nut shots, just moving around and continuing to loot. Looks like got a new airdrop spawning in just to the center of the circle. Not too many players are around it at the moment. Might just check it out, see what's inside it for you guys. Let's see if any players do head past. It actually has an 8 times and a 15 times scope, as well as an M24. So just in case the 8 times doesn't do you justice, you can switch out with a 15 as well as a level 3 backpack. So we've had some goodie bag drops recently, but that is a pretty good one to get off the bat. But unfortunately, there's no teams around it at the moment, so someone will probably stumble across it at some stage, and when they do, they'll be very happy indeed. That zone is starting to move in, however, and it's going to start hitting those guys at Georgia Pole. Looks like we've got another player up at Zaki at the moment. I bet you can guess who that is, but Champs and his team out retaliating on sticks and stones. Orgrent got revived by his teammate. Nutshot's just looping around, trying to get another angle on him with that micro Uzi. Verilos, though, is holding the angle with M16. Does get dropped, though. Nutshot with the micro Uzi. Orgrent, though, moves in to retaliate, drops Nutshot with a nice headshot, and sticks and stones are now going to have to move in as Orgrent is on a rampage on very little health. I'm not too sure what's happened to Dwarf here. I'm just going to continue solo casting. I'm not sure if you guys have visual, but at the moment, Champs is still alive. We've got Orgrent on extremely low health, and Sticks and Stones is holding his ground further to the south. So this might have turned into a radio show, but it's quite entertaining. Champs has now dropped off the building and is going for the revive on Nutshot as the rest of the enemies have moved back.
Yeah, no, sorry about that, Jungle. Just trying to make sure the stream has stopped lagging, but we seem to be holding a little bit of lag, and hopefully it will buffer out right now. Hope to give you guys the best quality stream we possibly can. So yeah, just maybe a bit of the bandwidth right there getting used up. I'll have to close a couple programs, but that should be fine as yeah. Champ's getting that revive on Nutshot right now. Grunt that held up in that town, just inside Watertown.
Yeah, that zone is starting to move in across Georgia Pole now, and those teams are going to have to get a move on. Looks like they've got plenty of vehicles, though, so they won't have much trouble getting past those guys at Hospital and over to the west coast. We'll have to start to move, though, if they can't find a vehicle anytime soon. We have players further to the north as well. They're looking to wrap around to the north side of Yasnaya. Back on board, though, with the action that has happened at Watertown. Nutshot now back inside, nicely revived, hasn't got a helmet, has a nice tier 3 vest, however, just trying to third person peek those windows, trying to spot out an enemy. Looks like his teammates have rocked up now for some support to the east, so they are a bit more confident here as Verilos and Orgrent are very close by on that other roof and not too healthy.
Yeah, Nutshot here, trying to play it safe, withering his way down that balcony. Hopefully, Grunt might actually be able to get an angle here. I'm not too sure. As Nutshot hugs that wall, it won't be too easy to spot right there. But you can see quite a few of these teams right now. V1 from Avoid the Zoid still up in Georgia Pool. We've got a bit of confrontation down here. Looks like the 3XC guys and Grills have decided to move out. From down the bottom there as they're coming towards the bridge. Not too sure, but they may run into Snapshot if they don't go the right way, but they have opted to go through the trees, giving themselves a little bit of cover in that UAS as they are taking heavy fire now from that service station. Opt to move away, and yeah, you can see Snapshot and all those guys really holding down that bridge, so it's going to be interesting to see the TNS guys coming over for the late push, but they do look to be going towards that eastern side bridge, playing it safe right there. But yeah, that's interesting. As we look back towards Watertown, I'm not too sure if anyone has made any plays over there, but it looks like towards a policeman riding his bike around, and mate, you need to get that Ducati out of there right now. I don't want any more dings on the fuel tank, thanks. We seen what happened last night when he rode into the rock. He's on a slither of health right now. How is he alive? I don't even know how he is alive right now.
Yeah, just got to pull up now. We're on board with Chad here, just laying in some suppressive fire with that SKS, trying to suppress those enemies just a bit further down at that compound, but they've got plenty of cover, and he only has a tree. So Headlow now scoping it on Funk, trying to get the finish off. Looks like someone else is finishing him off, though, and Headlow gets it, though, nicely with the AKM in hand.
Yeah, Headlow here just making work with that AK. These guys holding a really nice building right now. Centrally located. They got a good angle, pretty much 360 degrees. Policeman, so lucky to be able to save himself right there. Yeah, that was a slither of health right there. And the Cuckboy Shack making good use as a protective barrier. As we've got Dark and Stormy trying to light up that UAS as 3XC. Not 3XC. It's a Zeke and stuff rolling through the field, trying to find a building for their own. But Dark and Stormy, last player alive. He seems to be holding Chaos. Now, this is the Chaos. The big blue shed is known as Bunnings for you Australians out there. And the kiosk is where they sell the snags. So that's my favourite place on the map, is that little blue shack right there.
Looks like he's just going to heal up, though, now. He's starting to just get inside the zone, so they'll be all right. Just one of their players is leading that dead player outside, so Ballbags will finish that off and move inside nicely. That new zone has spawned just to the north side. Tintin rushing past Watertown. Champs obviously trying to get a shot off on him, but looks to have made it past on very low health after getting out of that blue zone, and we'll have to continue on.
Yeah, he's going to have to get a move here. This circle's pushed even more to the east right now. So we do have another crate down there in Milter Power, but I'm not too sure if anyone's actually going to notice it down there. You can see a lot of these vehicles coming through on board here with Kaysen in the orange Dacia, and he's going to run straight into these guys as well. I'm not too sure if he knows those guys are in that Cuckboy shack, but there is quite a few teams around here, and it's very open ground. We've got the guys holding down the red building. Headlow with that AK. Kaysen almost taking the back tire of that Ducati off right there. Very close, but they're going to end up being under heavy fire. I know Headlow's watching out here as we go on board with him. He's grabbing some nice shots there on Kaysen. All these vehicles rolling past. It's like he's at the county fair. He's just shooting, yeah, fish in a barrel right now, pretty much. Not too sure if he's got 2 kills under his belt, but he's laying some fire down on Chad. Chad in the Dacia trying to duck and weave and build up a bit of that momentum in that yellow Dacia going up the hill. But these guys right now holding a really central location in a very nice building. Dark and Stormy seems to be taking a little bit of fire. And he's doing exactly the same thing, but by himself, all by his lonesome. So yeah, respects for Dark and Stormy. Landing a couple shots right there with the guy Sebastian. But yeah, holding down Kiosk nicely by himself.
Yeah, just jumping on board with X-Sphere here and his team, just looting up their scores after finishing off that team nicely here at Ross. It looks to be all on their own. The closest player, only Predge, who's still over at school, not wanting to move just yet as that zone still favours him, just on the edge there on the western side. But now we're taking a look at Kasoon as he's rocking up on Dark and Stormy, who has just stepped outside of the compound. Kasoon jumps out, equips the AK, trying to third-person peek. Dark and Stormy has retreated back inside the walls as he's trying to stay safe. An entire team has moved in. Dark and Stormy is trying to get a move on, but Kasoon nicely third-person peeks him around the corner and sprays him down nicely. And that's a shame for Dark and Stormy's team, as he was trying to rank tank that for them.
Yeah, Dark and Stormy doing pretty well right there. Not holding probably the best building. Yeah, may have been better to stay inside there and hunker down. But yeah, did an okay job there to rank tank for his team, as they did taking out early over at Lipovka. As we see a few vehicles move through now, you can see a lot of these buildings, Merrick and that setting up base in the kiosk there. No one actually taking Blue Shed. Blue Shed, or Bunnings, better known as Bunnings, it's a little bit iffy for some teams. They don't like covering all the 4 angles. You can get rushed there pretty quickly. As we see, Lanny is just, yep, tanking it out here and just chilling in a bush.
Yeah, just going to try and stay safe here now. Just trying to move in slowly with the zone. That is also a common strat in PUBG. You've got the aggressive players that like to take a compound early on in the center of the zone and just take out those players as they move in. Then you've got the others that like to play it passively on the edge and just move in, always knowing that they've got their behind covered. But, well, most of the time, unless you're unlucky and someone comes out of the blue behind you. But as we take another look here now, Champs' team is one of those guys that like to get aggressive, take out any teams that are holding a compound and make it theirs. As they spot another team moving past in those vehicles, just a bit too far away to take any shots at as they continue on.
Yeah, you can see the TNS guys there, 2 vehicles split up. It's a really nice tactic right there, splitting up. That way at least being able to get someone in there, but they're going to be driving straight towards Chad and Policeman, and they're taking a lot of heavy fire. Toby on really low HP right now. One more bullet's going to knock him out, but Chad not landing. So those guys are just going to be driving around. They may, they're literally driving between every team that's literally in a building right now. These TNS guys are going to have to make a decision, and they're going to have to make it very quick. As we go over with Baking Pac-Man and Animal Alpha, and these guys have actually spotted this crate. I don't know how. That is so lucky to have fallen in where it has. It looks like it may have just missed or clipped the edge of that silo and come down in between the center of that. So interesting to see what those guys pick up, but they are having a fun time right there. May have been a Car 98K, I'm not too sure. But TNS, Chillville from TNS has been taken out. Toby and Bouncy opting for this bit of a hill as a onboard with Spagwell right now. He does land a beautiful, nice headshot there on Hawkins with the Car 98K down in that yellow building. And these guys may rotate to get Chill. I'm not too sure if he's a lost cause right now. But yeah, Chill out in the open across the road as these 3 TNS guys are holding down what seems to be just a little bit of a valley over there, stuck between quite a few teams right now. So on board with Policeman. And these guys, I'm not too sure. They're just to the left of these guys, the TNS guys on the hill. So Policeman looks to his right. He's going to hear shots from there over there, obviously. But whether these guys push out, Chad and Policeman holding a nice little building right there. As Lanny and Dino may stop to pull up and grab this crate. They seem to be checking it out. So
yeah, just have to have a look at what's inside. It looks like a tier 3 helmet and a Groza with a vertical foregrip and a first aid kit. That's a little bit underwhelming. Grows is always a nice weapon to pick up, but the vertical foregrip and first aid kit kind of confuse me. But I'm sure they'll be happy about that helmet nonetheless. There are a few players around that area though, not all which are friendly, so they're going to have to be careful as they move away from that area. But as we take a nice overlook, looks like Zeke now has dropped bouncy butts with a headshot with the Scar-L. Very nicely played by him. Just pitched up just a bit further away from that compound. It looks like Toby might be able to revive him if he can get back, but now he's under fire, so he will have to struggle proning down in that grass as he's continued to be under fire, and Cozzy finishes off bouncy.
Yeah. The TNS guys not really having the best of luck right then as they pushed in through military. They kind of were late to the party, didn't bring a present, and yeah, well, the guest of honors have basically made it known that they don't want them around, so them stuck in a pretty bad place right now. We'll have to wait and see where they can get. Hopefully they can get a nice circle as that next one does come in. They are still in the zone, so they're still in a nice location, but Pekin killing Sunny right now. We got Blackout and entered Snapshot just outside the building right here, where Headlow's been raining fire with that AK earlier. We've got quite a few teams around this little building right now. As these guys go in for the push, Defs won't kill. He's going to get 2 right now, just straight down the road, and that's really nice work. He's going to try and finish them off. Headlow's healed up, trying to jump out the window by the looks of it. There is 3 down right now. These guys really need to push. 2G, last person left for the team. As he goes for the res, he might catch the nade. Nah, the nade going past, but Defs is coming out. He's heard the footsteps, and it's going to be on for young and old right now. 2G is not going to be able to res any of his teammates as Headlow goes for that really nice flank right now, watching that edge, and he does have eyes. He's going, waiting for the res, and playing it beautifully right there by Headlow, taking his time, playing persistent, and waiting for 2G to go for the res and stop moving. So that was beautiful play there by Headlow to wait that one out.
Yeah, very well played by him. Extreme 2G sacrificing Pekin there on the revive, trying to keep himself alive, but unfortunately the nice flank there to finish him off. So well played by that team, holding out that compound, and did well to take out a top tier team. We're on board though with K2 here, who's under fire. The US has been blown up. Dinomancer with the VSS in hand, suppressing him down with Lanny with that recently acquired Groza also in hand. So he will be under fire, and he does get taken out. Very nicely played by the VSS. Kill on Dino.
Yeah, Dino using the VSS, not a gun that we usually see used in CGL. I don't know. Yeah, it's a different kind of pickup right there, but yeah, putting it to good use there by Dino. So yeah, definitely a very well awarded kill.
Just on board now with Tintin on the vehicle, as they're just moving in on that 3-wheeled bike. Not always the most loved vehicle in the game, but they have pitched up inside the fields here. Just probably going to play it safe on the edge. Looks like they have a bit of company coming their way soon though, but we're on board with ball bags now, scoping out that compound. Policeman is held up inside. It looks to be all alone, as Smiles also wrapping around to the western side as well, so he is not in a good position, and as it looks like they know he's there.
Yeah, you can see that Toby and stuff like that have moved into a really nice compound. These TNS guys are actually getting pretty lucky with this compound being in the edge of the circle, but this is going to be a fight we're about to see it go down, as Xfear and Tintin, as well as Kim Jong, just moving through this wheat field and holding that little bit of a ridge right there. They know this UAS is outside. The TNS guys driving that straight up to the front gate. But yeah, these guys are going to wait out. They got a nice little spot, and that circle being not too bad for them.
Yeah, that new zone has spawned now just over Mansion and just to the southwest of it as well. So fairly open, only a few compounds inside it, and they look to have all been taken up except for Mansion, which is unlikely. You wouldn't expect to see that, but it looks like Bark and his team now, Extrude, have rocked up and will be taking a few buildings there. It looks like Godless and his team are also heading north. They might actually deviate though and come in on Les's team here, wanting to take some action.
Yeah, Void the Zoid here, opting for the Culvert as Godless under heavy fire right now, and does get knocked out there by Les. Toby finishing off that the kill on Cozy. So those guys getting under a bit of fire, the TNS guys we've seen earlier, as we're Avoid the Zoid just holding this nice little defilade. They don't like holding buildings, Jungle. Every game I've noticed these guys winning, they just don't hold buildings.
Yeah, they are much more comfortable out in the open, just trying to take the fights as they come to them, and like to get that natural cover from trees and such. But Prej will have to die behind a rock. Luckily, doesn't get taken out, as Fallen and Z do take some fire, but he takes a stim, looks to be healing himself up, and may well return fire very soon.
Yeah, Predge copping a lucky rock right there and being able to get into a bit of cover fire. Nothing like policeman earlier, but still saving the day right there and live to see another day. But yeah, we see a few teams moving up there towards the mansion. On board with Kiwi right now, just ducking and weaving in that taxi, and yeah, seems to be able to take.
Oh my god!
And yeah, well, that just happened. So yeah, we'll let him just lie there and think about what he just did. But F, guys, for you guys that are new to PUBG, F does not change the radio station. We'll just let that be known.
That was incredible. I couldn't control myself there. I just that was amazing. As we jump on board with Senzu here. Looks like we've got vehicle deaths both nights this week, just especially for us for the finals. But Senzu and his players have moved up on this compound, which do already have Extrude and his team inside, and Couch now getting taken fire from some teammates nearby as they look to get aggressive here, but Extrude drops a card with the AKM. Very well played by him. Senzu most likely will be able to revive him unless that Daisy does explode. Couch in a bit of a predicament here, probably will have to move out of the way as he does get continually shot at.
Yeah, getting continually shot at is not the funnest thing to happen, as we've got that care pack right in the middle of that zone right now. We've got a few of these teams on the outer edge just pushing through. Unkai going through on a buggy right now, copping a few hits from Fallen. I'm not too sure if Fallen's going to finish him off. They have got him through. Sorry, that was on a 3-seater motorbike, I think. But yeah, this is an interesting circle, very open, and we do have a few buildings in here. I think Avoid the Zoid is really going to enjoy the way this plays out, being in an open field. And Smiles, we can see in the kill feed there, Smiles grabbing a nice kill there on Uncry, finishing it off. As Edge is driven into the wrong neighborhood right now by himself, all alone, and he is in a bad spot. Yeah, these three guys here are just going to be holding this out. Edge may be able to rush this and get cover inside, but he is getting taken shots from someone, landing quite a few nice shots on him there. I'm not too sure, but Zoidmate's actually gone down out there on the edge, and Animal Alpha killing Les. So Avoid the Zoid getting fucking wiped, I think, or very, very close to right then from behind. So them not covering their six and thinking all their angles were safe.
Yeah, very lucky indeed. Unfortunate there for next type. He won't probably be able to get back to Zoid, mate. But as we have a look at Edge here, a bit of a misplay by Navi earlier when he drove up that hill. You would have thought he would have been killed there, but hopefully it was just the bars that got in their way. But Edge now just proning inside a bush, not going to get too active, and just trying to wait it out as that new zone has spawned. They all have to get a bit of a move on. Looks like this one team in the building here has got the prime real estate. They will be holding that very happily indeed, with that field to their southwest completely open.
Yeah, VFox and Back are held up in a really nice spot right here. As you can see, Next Type losing both his teammates right there. Actually, all three of his teammates right there. As we're on board with Headlow, with the AK still rocking that thing behind this vehicle, using that as cover. He's only got 20 seconds. He's going to drive it in with a wheel missing, or he's going to use it as a bit of bait. Maybe move down to the Daisy here and try and take that. But he is taking a few shots in the chest right there from over at the kiosk. And Headlow just trying to tank it out for his team right now.
Just on board with M3 here as he continues to heal up and get ready to move into that zone. As we take a little look here now, plenty of vehicles driving around and they're trying to find some cover, but they won't find much. Only a few trees and some defilades to go by unless they want to risk moving in on Mansion. Looks like NZ and his team have chosen to go behind this defo, just in a nice tree here. The rest of their team are moving in. They found a nice spot here, just on the edge. They will be able to hold this down pretty easily. They will be under fire from those guys at Mansion, though, that won't hold back.
Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a bloodbath for this final circle. It's very open here. These people that have got the buildings right now are going to be using them to their advantage. These guys are pretty much going to hunker down, maybe put some shots out when they feel that it's safe, but these guys outside are going to be feeling the heat. As we've got quite a few people getting here. Edge has actually decided to move off that hill, putting down some heavy fire there on Tintin, but Tintin turning around and snapping Edge and finishing that job off.
Yeah, well played by Tintin there. Always got to keep an eye on that blue zone as it moves in, especially from areas like that with some buildings. You definitely know players will have been there. But that new zone now completely in the open, just an open field with a few trees. So really the game will end pretty shortly with only 20 players left alive. We're on board with M3 again with that M24 in hand, just trying to scope out Ballbags and his team there behind that defilade. They aren't inside the zone themselves either, so they will have to move up into the open even further. But Next Type now carrying Avoid the Zoid just a bit further to the east. He's just trying to stealth it up here, trying to move in behind them, let them do the work for him, and hopefully clutch a good placement after M3, trying to keep an eye on that area, but most likely can't see him as he continues to move into that zone.
Yeah, Merrick finding himself in a nice little spot now, finding probably one of the only cover spots in that entire circle. Next Hype, like you said, is definitely trying to rank tank out with Avoid the Zoid in first place right now, so it's a battle for points right now. Next is definitely going to go for that rank tank as we see these teams move out of Mansion, and we're going to see a fight on our hands right now. You can see Hakai and stuff like that just opting through his weapons. He knows he's going to get in close quarter combat. These guys are close. He's going for that rotate with the Umpy in hand, but these guys, Happy Novites, rocking the M16, is going to spot him out. Can he finish the job? He's got Hakai on the fence, and Hakai being able to move through, landing a couple shots, and yeah, Hakai being able to find some cover there. He's going to quickly have to med up as that circle is pushing out. All these teams are going to have to converge into one another in this open playing field. This is going to be a massive bloodbath right now. There is not much cover. And the pan! Happy Novites getting the pan of a lifetime right there, saving his ass literally as Senzu and Hakai are going for that rotate. Extrude getting absolutely cut up right now into pieces. This is what happens when you're in the blue, guys, but this is going to be a bit of a war zone. Smoke being laid down by this team right now. Extrude hopefully going to be able to met up, running into the edge of that circle, and you can see Hakai and Senzu the only one left for his team. Smiles and Ballbags holding this little bit of a deflate. Next Type going for the really late push here. This is very interesting from Next Type. Hopefully he's got enough meds. I'm guessing he's collected everything off everyone else, but he does have two teams right in front of him. Merrick holding that M24 in hand. If Next Type lands a shot when he pulls into this zone, he's just tanking it. As long as he can tank it right now, he is tanking that zone in terms of placement for his team. He is going through tons and tons of supplies right now, and I'm not too sure if these teams know they're there. Zapruder is taking a look to his right, maybe opting to finish off Smiles, between Next Hype getting up right now and going for a run. Is he going to be seen? These guys, he's been out there for quite some time. He might be able to get into the zone, and no, unfortunately, Merrick spotting him coming through the blue. That was a really late push there by Next Hype, and interesting play right there from him.
Yeah, indeed. The tanking of the zone is always a good strat, just to delay your rank as long as possible, but it didn't look like too many players or teams did die in that time, and unfortunately couldn't make his way in, and M3 spotted him, which is obviously what he's afraid of. Looks like we only have 11 players left alive. M3 incredibly low. That new zone has spawned to the west with about 20 seconds to go. Lots of action kicking off now as those players from the east are starting to move in. XV Fox does drop Tintin, laying in with the AKM. Kim Jong Nuke as well. Got that suppressed M16, it looks like. Just holding off the angles, trying to move in himself. He's just found a nice defilade here to get inside the zone. There are plenty of players still to the southeast who are going to have to move in as well, looking to move in late. That zone has started moving now. There isn't much time.
Yeah, any bit of cover of this late circle right now, you can see it's a very, very flat playing field. Over toward Bax and Extrude, those guys do have a little bit of cover, but they're going to have to move out of it as Zapruder is holding down that angle for his team. Zap looking to heal up, back on a very, very low heal, pushing in right now with the ghillie suit. It's going to be finished off, and Zapruder looking to finish the team right there. He's going to have to rotate in, or maybe still in cover. I'm pretty sure he's still inside the circle right there, so him holding a very nice position, as we do see a 3-on-3 right now. Nades are going to be coming out. Circle's getting a lot smaller right now. Hopefully we see a nice little flank like there. Kim Jong and these guys in pretty much open playing field. It is very flat up there. There's not much of a defilade, but Tintin landing some really nice shots and Somatic right then, putting in the work. Zapruder is holding that cover, yeah, Kim Jong finishing off Somatic right then. So these guys now making it a 3-on-2. Merrick holding that cover, does have the M24, so he can land some nice shots. Zapruder opting out there for the Car 98K in hand, maybe trying to find a nice little headshot and a late pluck off, opting back for the Umpy. But these guys are really holding this edge right now, as we can see everyone's snaking their way through. Kim Jong actually opting to stand up, trying to get a bit of that advantage. If he can spot Merrick right now, this is going to be very interesting. He may push over. We've got the M16 in hand. He's going to go for that. As you can see, Zapruder getting taken out there by Kim Jong, and it is a nice finish off there from Tintin. Landing some nice kills there, those guys. 13 for first place right there, and that was a very nice, interesting finish.
Yeah, well played by them. Got that defilade in the shade just on that northern side, and then got lucky with the zone as well. So unfortunate for M3's team there. Did get a bit unlucky with the zone, but pulled through a nice second place with a total of 11 kills, it seems, and a nice third place, by Extrude's team, who unfortunately had to push in from the east.
Yeah, you can see next type there, securing 5th place for Avoid the Zoid. So it's going to hurt a little bit in terms of the leaderboards, but you know they're the 1st place leaders right now. So not landing too many kills, that's going to actually like hinder them a little bit. Not landing too many kills in that game, they're not going to be too happy about that. But guys, we're going to set up the 2nd game of the night, and yeah, we'll be back as shortly as we can.
There is a place in the distance, a place that I've been dreaming of. No time and space don't exist there. We can dance like there's no tomorrow. There is a place. I can feel the city crumbling around me. Can't seem to find my way, but I can see a bright light calling through the dark night, hoping I find my way. I had what I wanted, it went away so fast. Got to let go, we can dance like there's no tomorrow. I can feel the heartbeat underneath the concrete, just like a kick drum plays. Running in a straight line, guided by the street lights, pushing the dark away. Hey, I had what I wanted, it went away so fast. Got to let go, we can dance like there's no tomorrow. There is a place in the distance, a place that I've been dreaming of. No time and space don't exist there. We can dance like there's no tomorrow. There is a place in the distance, a place that I've been dreaming of. No time and space. We can dance like there's no tomorrow.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the final night of CGL Season 2. I am Dwarf. Accompanying me is Jungle Foe. Jungle, that last game, Avoid the Zoid coming in 5th with only 2 kills. Leaders of the night going into this final night tonight. I wonder how that's going to affect the leaderboards. We did see quite a close battle for 1st and 2nd place, so it's going to be interesting to see how Avoid the Zoid come back from this.
Indeed, yeah. 5th place isn't as bad as obviously it could have been. They got a couple of kills, not as many as they would have wanted, so hopefully they're still in the lead, they'll be thinking. But it will be a close call when it comes to the end of the night with 2 games to go. We're about to jump into this second one. The plane is going to spawn in just under a minute here. But any highlights for you in that previous game, Dwarf?
I think Old Mate getting out, I think it was Kiwi Warlord getting out of the Dacia as he was driving along and running himself over. I think that was probably... I'm upset that my boom replay didn't actually capture that one. That was a highlight for me.
Indeed, it was funny how we were talking about the one that happened last night as well before that game started, and then it happened again tonight with a different vehicle, but that was definitely a highlight.
Yeah, sometimes the 4-seater car can be your worst enemy.
Indeed. Got about 15 seconds to go. I want to chuck up those leaderboards again. I'm not too sure, just to see what the points are at. We're not sure what the changes have happened after this first game tonight, but we will be able to see what the gap difference is.
Yeah, we had, going before, prior to that last game, we did have Avoid the Zoid in 1st place, Lock'em and close 40 points behind them in 2nd place. Smashbox Syndicate sitting roughly about 70 points behind them in 3rd, so it's going to be interesting to see as we wait for this plane to come over, and it is a southeast to northwest plane. It's opening up pretty much a very high portion of the map. Yasnaya being a little bit of a jump, as well as Lipovka being a little bit of a jump, as well as Primorsk, but we may see quite a few teams actually opting for that long jump down there towards Prim. Maybe some teams jumping out along this coast road to find a vehicle, but this is going to be interesting. This opens up quite a few of these bigger towns, especially like Georgia Paul being open up. I would expect a lot of people to jump late, but teams may be thinking the exact same thing and opt to jump early.
Yeah, I made a bit of a surprise sound there. It looked like Hakai was stuck on the spawn island. His name's disappeared now, but it looks like the player is still there. I'm not too sure what happened, but hopefully nothing too bad. But hopefully nothing. He'll be able to rejoin and get back in the plane. I'm not too sure what happened there. But as this plane does finish itself off over North Georgia Pole, a few teams are jumping out late. One of them may well be Nutshot. I'm not sure if he's still committing to the Zaki push this game with that plane being so close to it, but lots of those teams opting to go to the South Island, going towards Novo and Military Base with that top tier loot, also with other players heading in the Gakko direction, and of course Severny and Georgia Pole. We've also got a few teams heading towards Yasnaya and a few spotted around Milta.
Yeah, we got Luke Ultra and Uncry and that. Those team, they're pretty much going to be securing Severny by themselves. No one actually opting to go out towards Lipovka. Animal Alpha and those guys making their way out there. We've got quite a few teams, a couple teams sitting here in Milta. Fat Tex is about to get his feet on some firm, solid ground and try and find some loot.
Definitely, there are 2 teams, it looks like, in the Milta area, so we'll have to be careful as they continue to loot separated like that. But as we take another look here at Substation, looks like 2 teams have gone for that small building, and the ones that got there a bit too late are running away, opting to go for that compound loot, possibly kitting up and coming back to retaliate again. Yasu is throwing some smokes, but as he doesn't know, there are... Oh, stun grenade, it appears. As he doesn't know, there is no teammates, enemies nearby.
Yeah, Yasu Cage just blinding himself right there, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. As we do see that circle come through, and very nice open circle here again over the same similar area as we had last game. So this is going to be interesting as we see a few cars moving down towards that western bridge, maybe going towards military. Godless seems to be taking a little bit of damage up there in the North Georgia Pole region. Yeah, a couple teams spread out through Yasnaya. Like I said, no one over towards Lipovka and Mansion, which is very interesting. I thought Lipovka would have been at least one team going over there, but that being open rain for everybody right now. So yeah, we've got a couple teams here just scoping it out in Yasnaya. They're in the middle of the circle, Yasnaya being such a large town, pretty much free loot, and Zaki is free as well. See Smiley and ball bags and stuff like that. Those guys have decided to go to Primorsk, and we can see north of them is Avoid the Zoid. This is a very different strat from them, taking the swamp route. Yeah, well, what I like to call the Shrek approach.
Oh, you just made that one up then?
I did. That was on the spot. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure we could tell. Yeah, it's unusual. Haven't seen this from Avoid the Zoid yet in CGL. Going into really the middle of nowhere on that western side of the map, opting to just start some compound looting on that western coast. But as they continue on, it'll be interesting to see what they do if they change up the rest of their play style for this game. Obviously, it didn't work out too well for what they did last game, and they're opting to make a bit of a change here. But we see those teams on the South Island now, some of which are leaving already, not finding too much loot to spare as those other players have already secured military and the compounds around it. Just moving across the bridge now is Bouncy Butts and his team. Got a few vehicles for their troubles, but they will come across another team a bit further to their south at Ferry Pier, and hopefully won't run into them with such little loot.
Yeah, the TNS guys not having the best of luck getting laid over to that military, which is their home away from home. These guys are actually look like they are going to be going down towards Primos, so this may not be the best move for them, as a team has moved in earlier to them. Dick knocking out Policeman and Barney the Dinosaur right there, finishing off Barney right there. So I think that's our first kill of the game so far by Mr. D himself. But yeah, these TNS guys are going to be running straight into Smiles and his crew, which have pretty much secured and looted, I would like to say, at least a third of Primorsk right now, as Spagbell runs in through on that Ducati, and may not see anyone around and may think it's safe.
Smiley Face taking a shot in with the Car 98. Obviously, Spaghetti was just checking out, seeing if any doors are open, as it was likely there was a team already here. But now that Smiley Face has engaged, not landing any shots, however, they do know not to go there, and Bouncy Butts has swiftly turned around and headed back. It looks like the rest of his team have ditched in the very pier area, so they may well run into the other team that's already there. We're back on board with the guys here at Milta. Navi taking a bit of damage. Matt Damon with the AK upstairs. In this building, just trying to spot him out behind those vehicles and not being able to finish him off, but just keeping an eye on it with that tier 3 helmet.
Yeah, Matt Damon with the AK there, just keeping overwatch for the rest of his team. These guys holding this side of the road in the circle. They're just going to play it slow, play it calm and collect. But we can see a couple teams here converging into this one building right here. Animal Alpha and these guys holding the outer edge. As you can see, Yasu and stuff moving up on these guys. They would have heard them in there. No helmet on there, but he having free range right now to take open shots. As Mikey's and stuff like that is lucky to survive that wrath from the SKS. That was really fortunate for him, as Power AU is rotating around in that UAS, maybe trying to get a better angle and figure out where these guys actually are, as Mikey puts a bit of return fire in. These guys going for a really aggressive push here by Yasu. Them spreading out. Power AU taking that high ground towards Timber Mill, trying to get a good little angle down, as he does find Yasu Cage pushing in. So he's pulled that UAS up in a really, really nice spot for his team, but he does get taken a couple shots right there on the shoulder, as Predge has gone down by Yasu Cage. So Yasu and his team coming in with that really aggressive approach. You can see Pac-Man just rocking a revolver right there. Yasu with the best gun out of the lot, so this is going to be interesting. That VSS might come into work from Tismy Jeebers right now, as they guys won't be able to hear that suppressor, or won't be able to really make it out. As Yasu coming in for the really, really aggressive push, he may get a spot here. He might not see Mikey's. Mikey's getting that res on Predge, and it looks like Predge is going to get revved. But Yasu, I'm not too sure if Mikey's knows that he has actually pushed in that close. So it's be interesting to see if they do move out from that wall. As you can see, Power AU up top right of screen actually pushing around and trying to rotate around, maybe catching Animal Alpha off guard, as he does get shot at quite... I think Yasu may have spotted him from behind. So Animal Alpha and Tismy Jeebers right beside Power AU. Tismy Jeebers is going to come up over the hill, and he may get... yep, Power AU ducking for cover right there and getting a shotgun in the side of the face. Animal Alpha knocking him out there and probably finishing it off with the S18.
Yasu now moving in on incredibly low health. Obviously doesn't have enough meds to heal himself up here. Predge is just on the other side of that building and may well spot his legs here if he continues to move around those red dumpsters here. But Power AU incredibly unlucky there. He was trying to put the flank on, but was outflanked by the enemy and got shot in the back by Animal Alpha. But Mike's here now, headshots Animal with the Scar. Real nice shot by him there to try and retaliate here up the hill, and looks to have got those 2 kills.
Yeah, Mikesy putting in work right there, getting rezzed and landing the shots when they counted. You can see Prez just holding this edge, and Yasu might be able to see him, and he does. He downs him. Mikey actually nowhere in sight to actually res his mates, as Mikey's going up this hill, trying to push aggressive, as Yasu's finished off Prez down there in the compound. So Mikey's is left for his team, and he may not know if Tismy Jeebers is right above him right now. He's going to run exactly past him. Spotted behind the tree, does catch him out with the Uzi in hand, and that's a beautiful catch there by Mikey. Going in for the finish off with, I don't think it's any ammo. He may be reloading right now. You know, he's reloading, finishing that off. Animal Alpha stuck up here in this wizard hut. Gandalf in his tower right now, rocking the S18. So yeah, it's going to be interesting as Animal pokes his head out. There's a lot of trees around here, and Yasu may come back up for that rotate, but doesn't seem to be moving out of that compound. Maybe down there grabbing a little bit of loot and healing up, as this is a 2v1 situation right now, and Mikesy is just stuck up in these trees with Yasu claiming that compound and Animal Alpha just sitting up there in his hut.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's much meds to go around for any of these players, all incredibly low, and none of looking to heal up themselves. Marksy might just get aggressive here with that micro Uzi. Animal Alpha possibly has some bandages here as he's healing himself up, so the longer he waits, but he looks to be moving in now. If he gets lucky here, he might be able to spot Animal while he's medding up, but trying to play it a bit passively here. Not too sure what's going on, but this might be a bit of a stone cold stare off as they don't want to move in on each other. Micro Uzi is pretty deadly, but the shotgun is as well.
Yeah, with Mikesy being on half HP, Animal Alpha landing one of those shots to the face or anywhere really on Mikesy's body, he's going to go down. So Mikesy playing this one safe, maybe waiting it out. Yasu's going to come up and rotate by the looks of it, maybe pushing out of that compound. But yeah, Yasu on really low health. Animal may be giving a bit of comm feedback to Yasu, just saying, you know, hold that compound. If I push out, I push out. They are going to know it's a 2v1 situation. But Yasu with that scar down there, just being able to hold this hill if Mikesy does decide to push back down. He may be able to get a nice shot on him as he does come down that hill. But we can see quite a few of these teams now. Circle coming in. A lot of these guys in vehicles moving in towards this circle, and they're gonna basically, Pachinki's still open, so there's quite a few buildings in this circle. It's still early days. No one camping the bridges as of yet, which is interesting. But you can still see that TNS guys, Chillville and Bouncy and stuff like that, actually oh, Blackout NZ almost copying a buggy in the back right there, but getting a scar dropped off for him, which is interesting.
Yeah, look, for a moment there that Blackout was going to get run over, but Extreme 2G just pulling up to drop off a weapon there, it looks like. So Pekin and Blackout looking to move across, but Smileyface now with the bike probably will spot Extreme 2G enough to keep running away. Not too many run over possibilities on a two-seater vehicle, as yeah, he does indeed look to run off and heal himself up possibly, and even hold the bridge from another angle on that cliff face.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if here the TNS guys, Ballbag's actually in a car, as well as Fallen's right there, driving around each other and just having a friendly hello. But Smiley has gotten off that bike and opted to try and hold down this bridge. You guys are going to have a few people are coming over from military, so this might be a bit of extra loot if Smiley can secure these kills. Rocking the edge of the circle right now too. So the TNS guys are going to be pushing out of the pier. They did eventually find somewhere to loot. VFox coming over the bridge late right now in a vehicle. Looks to be in a Ducati. He's going to be obviously getting force-fed a bit of info from his teammates up ahead. Smiley obviously pretty well damaged right now, as VFox is just going straight into that circle. He wants to get the hell out of there, and he's just gunning it straight across. So that's, yeah, interesting from them from not actually get taken out right there. As we did see in the kill feed, Mikesy was taken out by Animal Alpha, so Animal, the shotgun did beat the micro Uzi up on that timber mill wizard hut. Yeah, we can see Extreme 2G just jumping in the UAZ right there, pushing out. Ballbags and the TNS guys are on foot right now, making their way over this hill, hopefully not to run in to avoid the Zoid, which have pushed through further up. Next type securing a nice little spot here, but this battle of the bridge is still going out. A nade landing at the feet of Smiley right there, lucky to not do any damage, as he does have someone very, very close. Pekin is around there, as Blackout literally goes around the corner and takes him out right there. Nice little flank to surround that rock side there, but Pekin getting some nice shots in the back right there. I think that was Fallen's by the looks of it, with the M16 over here in the wood. The TNS guys are going to be coming up around there, so Chill and stuff like that need to be aware. As you can see, Fallen's just getting on that bike, opting to jump back off. Hakai has died outside the play zone, so I think he was actually stuck on that that original spawn island. So unlucky for Hakai. That's really unfortunate to see something like that happen, but he has been taken out by by what seems to be the blue. So we on board with Avoid the Zoid now. They really need to get some kills because they do need to secure those points for this leaderboard. As they're down in that Cuckboy track, Snapshot's got a beautiful shot on them right now. I'm wondering if these guys are going to push out. They do seem to be getting in the Dacia, and yeah, Snapshot missing that Car 98 shot, missing the second one, and those guys are getting out of town right now. You can see V1 and that jumping in that Dacia and just boogieing out. As a lot of these teams tend to move in towards this circle, there's quite a few buildings still up for grabs. So yeah, Hawkins and stuff camping out that Eastern Bridge, as you can see down there, just waiting for anyone to come over, but they are waiting for actually nobody.
Indeed, unfortunate for Snapshot there. Wasn't able to get any kills. Equipped the Car 98, just they started running away. Probably would have preferred to use the assault rifle there for a spray down, but we're on board with ball bags now. With his teammate Fallen just jumping on that motorbike, trying to move into the zone, but heading north beforehand, not wanting to run into the back of any enemies they saw previously over there. As they start to look around, as we take a look at Extreme 2G and his team here, they've just made it inside themselves after holding off that bridge earlier. Now just continuing to heal up. Looks like we jump on board over here with Somatic in a bit of a fight going on here. It's all a bit spaced out. We've got an enemy nearby, but they all look to be opting out of this one, jumping in their vehicles and getting out of there.
Yeah, Somatic just jumping back in the Dacia, taking that safe option. The rest of the team call that, must have been taking this building. They are going to find themselves a nice little combo up on that hill ride there. As Hakai V2 is actually still alive. That's very interesting. We did see him in the kill feed, so there has been a bug going around where players have actually been duplicated, and one of their characters have been sitting up on Spawn Island, and then their character name tag actually disappears until that other character is deleted or killed from the game. So yeah, Hakai's still alive, has been downed, but getting a res there from his teammates, so he still is in this game and can still rack up some points for his team.
Yeah, interesting early access bugs there, but good to see he didn't get too unlucky with the playing glitch and was able to get with his team there. But we're on board with Fat Tex now, who's taken up refuge with his team in that common compound just north of Farm, spotting out another team across the road, and just look to be holding their angles here. As we take another look at this zone, it's still somewhat on Military Island. There's a team holding off that Eastern Bridge on that Military Island side, but we're on board with Happy here, who are moving in on Nutshot and his team in that compound. His team's a bit further back, Happy, so he'll have to be cautious. Doesn't want to get knocked out and put his teammates at risk.
Yeah, Happy coming in with that bit of push, bit of an early push there from his team, as the other guys did come in through on that boat. They're not too sure. They're sussing out this building. Obviously, they do know someone is around. This is a pretty commonly camped out building, especially in a circle like this. Nutshot and his team in a prime position down on this coastline right now, being able to see a pretty good 180-degree angle right there of anyone coming in. As we go on board with Godless, and he is at none other place than the kiosk, as we can see a body right there. That's going to be cut up for some bunning snags later, chucked on the grill and cooked up for $2.50 if you want one. But we can see Luke Ultra and those guys right now pushing down south. A few of the Yasnaya teams coming through, and we do have a fight on our hands over here. 2G seems to be putting in a bit of work with that SKS right now, landing a few shots there and damaging, seems to be Lanny in this red compound. These guys are holding this hill, and every time I go to this hill I seem to die, so it's a hill I try to stay away from and avoid. But you can see Blackout and stuff like that holding this building down and putting pressure on Lanny and his team.
Yeah, just trying to hold it off for now. No need to move in. They're inside the zone. They haven't got any rush indeed. And that compound is pretty hard to take in a 4v4. But we come back over towards the coast over here. Looks like Happy did get into a bit of trouble with those guys in the compound. And luckily was able to crawl back behind the defilade and get revived with this zone. Looks to be finishing itself up now. 70 players still alive. Plenty of action still to come here as we wait for the new zone.
Yeah, Extrude just watching all his angles as his teammates get a res there and heal up. So they're going to know that there's tangos over there, Nutshot and stuff keeping a nice angle. You can see a majority of those players watching that angle as they got the short side of the circle as it still pushes in. We did have one player coming out of Primos right then, down the bottom, late push. But yeah, we can see a few teams down towards this coast side. It was actually Bouncy Butts. Bouncy Butts coming in for a really, really late push right now. Resolves knocking out Headlow with a headshot with an AWM. So Resolves with an AWM, that's something I would definitely be scared of in this. That's something I would not want Resolves having his hands on.
No, you don't want to Orm in the hands of one of OCE's top players, and he will be getting a nice few kills with it, I'm sure, as this game progresses. Bouncy Butts hopefully not coming in too southern on this circle and opts to go up the hill, so doesn't run into this fight that's pursuing between these two teams.
Yeah, opting for that higher ground push. I don't think he's taken any damage there. I'm not too sure if any of the TNS guys are still alive or Bouncy's still the last one coming in through a late push. I don't see any. Oh, I do actually. Chillville and stuff are up there onto the north of the next circle, which has pushed in. So TNS guys going for a bit of a split push here, which is really interesting. That is a bit of a MOBA term right there, but yeah, this is a split push. You can see taking top lane, taking mid lane, and yeah, them opting to split up and. You know, maybe rank tank this a little bit more for some points.
Indeed, looks like we've got an airdrop spawning into the north of the circle. It looks like only Lanny and VFox are actually close enough to hopefully gain on that, but VFox all alone here, nice and close, and he's just going to hold out this building. He will be unlucky if these guys do move in and try to take it, as he will struggle to hold out, but not holding back. VFox unloading with his gun. And this might have been a mistake for him, as Dynamancer and his team probably were just going for the airdrop, if not rushing in immediately, and he could have been able to get out of this, but he drops Dino nicely with the UMP and gets knocked out himself, and with his teammates so far away, it doesn't look like he'll be getting a revive anytime soon.
Yeah, VFox going for that really aggressive play right there, and yeah, it's cost him his life. He did get the nice knockout there. I'm not too sure if he got that finish off, but it doesn't seem to that he has, as we're on board here with Na'Vi. These guys holding out a nice little compound as them and Headlow and these guys across the road play unhappy neighbors with each other, putting back fire with them. Zeke with the SKS sitting there with the extended mag on that too, and what looks to be a 4-time, so he's going to have a bit of fun with that one.
Definitely looks like VFox just got finished off there, as those players may not have actually seen the airdrop under all that tree cover and may have been left unlooted for the time being, but hopefully those teams coming in from the northwest will come across it and will be able to check out what's inside. As this fight progresses with Zeke and those guys to the south, the zone is about to move in, and that will force something to happen.
Yeah, interesting play here by the TNS guys, splitting up north and south of the actual current circle, trying to maybe get some more points for their rank, which is a good play and has worked out for teams in the past. So, but we see Defs Won't Kill You just rocking the mask right now and nothing else. So a headshot through that window is going to make him a happy, unhappy man. As we see Gary and stuff on board with Dark and Stormy and Matt Damon. These guys coming in with the boat, as that water is still inside the circle. So these guys coming for a late push up on the southern cliffs right now.
No, as that new zone does spawn, it still has the water in it and just a smidge of military island. I'm sure no players actually will try to hold out over there, as it will be quite a swim to get back to the zone when it does spawn the next one. But looks like there's some action occurring here to the north as two teams collide, trying to obviously get inside that compound that M3 and his team have already gained. Looks like they've got a team out actually a bit further up to the north on the top of that hill, which may come in handy here with the flank if that vehicle does pull up, and which it does. So positioning there by one of their teammates will be golden here if Somatic does get in the line of sight.
Yeah, Merrick here just trying to find a nice little angle. Suko and stuff like that are held up in that cuckboy shack, and Somatic just holding that Wizzy tower right now. As you see Cashman knocking out Elmbot with the M416 right now, making a nice move. His teammates giving a bit of cover fire as he pushes down this hill, gets a little bit aggressive. As Functra getting headshot by Zapruder right now, so these guys putting in a really aggressive push. Which is very nice, Zapruder being on the opposite side. So these guys getting a little bit sandwiched right now on this hill, this edge of this hill, as they do have to move in just under 2 minutes. So interesting to see if they can get down to Funkstra, but I'm not too sure if he's actually going to be able to get a res from his team. As you can see Senzu pushing down tree to tree, making a nice little push, but having to watch his right hand side, so if no one pushes across there. But yeah, ducking and weaving right now, and Zapruder finally killing off Funkstra. I think Funkstra just bled out right there. As Merrick knocked out Suko, so Merrick landing one of those nice shots up on that cuckboy shack. Suko wasn't safe, and yeah.
Looks like Suko has been knocked out here, unfortunately. Somatic putting in the work with the Car 98 as his teammates still hold that compound a bit further to the south. I'm not sure if he just moved up there to loot or indeed wanted to get that flank going, but whatever the reason was, it's worked out nicely here for them as he spots out Unicry inside, trying to get a leg shot there, and he does get slow and doesn't even get hit himself. Unicry getting a bit aggressive here, trying to get to Suko, but he will struggle if he can't drop Somatic here. Might be able to get an angle on his back, but Somatic being careful and third person peeking that door continually. It looks like we've got another team a bit further to the north as well. That might come into play in a moment's time, as that zone has spawned just to the southern side on the coast as well. So there still might be some water play to be had as we jump on board with Zeke here, moving in himself from the east, spots Senzu and his team moving through, and Senzu gets knocked by Zoidmet by a very nice headshot with the AKM as his team looks to be leaving him behind as Couchman and Godless continue on.
Yeah, Couchman here on a slither of health and getting taken out. Zoidmate finishing off Senzu right there. Couchman very, very low right now. That car about to explode, so he needs to get away, making that Hail Mary run right now for that hut. So that's going to be interesting if he can get in there and survive that. As we see everyone moving into this circle trying to find a building, and Nutshot and his team still in prime real estate right now, so we may see a few teams going down here and opting for the water. As you can see, Navi and Fat Texter, as well as Untainted and Headlow and that, moving down to that water, maybe opting to play this one out and try and rank take for some points down in that southern water.
Definitely. It looks like that zone has started to move in now, so those players that are still outside to the north will have to get a move on here. Limited compounds to choose from and only some trees to hold up in. If not, there might be some shit shack players coming in very shortly here as we see a lot of those players moving in. Kiwi getting a bit aggressive here as he's moving in. He might come across Couchman if he looks to get aggressive. Looks like they're both held up in that tiny house here, but looks to have made it as he starts to take fire.
Yeah, just making it into that little cuckboy shack, making it early. You can see this is like a derby right now. Everyone in their vehicles. Zapruda pushing down. He's going to park directly out there and run straight into Kiwi as Kiwi gets a nice little pluck off. He goes for the finish right now. Can he secure it? If he does peek out, he may pop a bullet in the head. But Kiwi finishing off Zapruda right there. Zapruda driving into the worst spot he possibly could have and not getting that jump on him right there. As Luke Ultra looking to get the nade in there. Cops quite a few rounds from Couchman right there, and on Slither of Health healing back up. So these guys pushing in, not much cover right there. So yeah, this circle is literally playing out for Nutshot and his team right now. These guys, you can see Next Type putting in a nice bit of work. Avoid the Zoid playing real aggressive right now, pushing out over this ridge, using this high ground cover to their advantage. Going to be finishing off him right there. As down over the next ridge is NZ Girl. These guys and Grill getting pushed by Avoid the Zoid. As you can hear, a lot of gunfire going around as all these teams converge into a literally an open field right now with only one compound being in, and that compound is being held heavily by Nutshot and his team. Bouncy Butts, as I stated earlier, pushing in with that Western Cuckboy Shack, so he's held up in that for his team. Might be able to rank tank a little bit for them. Not too sure if Chillville and stuff is still alive. Is on board with Champs right now. Champs is putting down some heavy fire. Back getting flanked right now and taking some extreme damage as Champs is going for that really like cooked nade right now on Extrude. He may land it, and I'm not too sure. That rock saved Back's life right then. That was unreal there. Champs actually missing that one out as these guys try to push into that other building and maybe secure a little bit of a foothold for themselves. They are in the edge of the circle, so they do need to watch their six, but you can see to the north of them, Avoid the Zoid have now got back in a car and are pushing down on them. Back watching that angle, Extrude watching Coast, but you can see Nutshot and stuff in prime real estate. Like I said, they are just to the bottom, but as this next circle moves in after this one, it may see them pushed out and we could have a very open field fight right now from across the road.
Coming forward with Zoidmate here, though, behind it, very close to exploding UAS. They might have to be careful there. If one of those guys opt to blow it up, V1 is in a very bad spot to get damaged by it. Looks to have noticed, though, and is backing up a bit to comprehend that. As 5 seconds to go before the zone starts to move in, those players who are holding out behind that building will have to get a move on. It looks to be a quick finish as M3 peeks there and gets sprayed down by Zoid. Nice tap firing there with the M16. Zoidmate looking to blow up those vehicles as I don't want them exploding on them as they move in. There goes that bit. V1 blows up the UAS, very close to exploding as you saw, but looks to be rolling away here. That's I didn't think that would happen in real life.
Yeah, no, it's ended up stopping right there. Kozzy getting a nice knockout there on Snapshot, but Avoid the Zoid holding these guys outside of the circle. Somatic having to push in right now. It's going to be interesting. On board with Zoid, mate, getting a nice little tap fire right there with the M16. And as Somatic the last left for his team and then getting taken down, Avoid the Zoid pushing into a really nice spot right now. Hopefully no one hits that car because that Dacia is about to explode. So if anyone notices that that has any high ground advantage, it's going to be interesting to see. But you can see a lot of these guys down in the water right now opting for that community pool strat. These guys just down here playing it seems to be beach volleyball or water polo right now, and yeah, well, they're all gonna have to move because that circle's pushed right up north across that road, and these guys are gonna have to fight. Kozzy actually playing the edge right now, and he's just gonna be catching these guys coming straight out of the water with the scar, and he's looking to finish off Untainted, copping some shots himself, and Sunny actually getting a nice finish off on him there. from the water's edge too. So, yeah, a bit of tunnel vision there by Cozzy, and it cost him his life.
Yeah, Cozzy will not be looking forward to rewatching that one on the stream, as that was a bit embarrassing for him, as he couldn't finish off that kill on the player that was running up the beach. That was well and truly his to take, and he doesn't take the chance. But that zone has spawned to the north, very much in favour of those guys already up there. Those guys on the beach, though, will be in a bit of trouble as they start to move in. Looks like we're getting a bit of action here, though. Nades coming out, Molotovs everywhere. V1 starting to get lit up here as he's got no helmet. He's got to hold out behind that tree. Incredibly low now as he's getting sprayed down. Looks to be getting the first aid kit out and getting held down.
Yeah, Nutshot killing Fallen down there in the water, so those guys are getting pushed out of that water. They've only got 5 seconds to go. But you see Dino Mental and stuff, Avoid the Zoid getting really, really aggressive right now. These guys are finding a lot of kills. Les actually going down there, but finishing off. Les is probably going to get a res. These guys holding a really nice position in this northern circle right now, and they are being favored right now. As I said, Nutshot was holding that circle for quite some time with his team hunkered down in that building, as these guys are dying all outside the play zone right now. That beach strat is not working out for them, as we can see Edge, Blood, and Comps. Nutshot moving out a little bit further than the rest of his team. These guys are going to be able to pluck off these guys. Sunny and that going down. Edge copping a nice, getting a headshot right there, and getting taken down outside the circle, as Avoid the Zoid is playing really, really aggressive. They want to secure this win of the second game, and there's only 8 left right now. As we're on board with Next Type, these guys holding the really good high ground as Nutshot and Cozzy are down there towards the... Is Bouncy Butts still alive? Bouncy Butts is still alive. He is actually holding out this Cuckboy shack, so he's secured his team 3rd place right now. No, he seems to be hiding in a bush. I do apologize. This is going to be interesting. Is he going to play this out? He has moved around. V1 obviously has not spotted him at all and just ran straight past Bouncy. So Bouncy with the greatest rank tank I've ever seen right now. Next Time's just gone straight beside him as well. The man doesn't even have a ghillie shoot. He's just got the blue Adidas just like sitting right out there. If Nutshot goes down, this is going to be 2nd place now for TNS. So you can see Next Type and V1 going with the really aggressive rotate right now on Nutshot. Nutshot stuck right in between both these squads that have been split up from Avoid the Zoid, and Bouncy just hiding over there, and it's more than likely going to be a 1v4 if these guys can secure. Nutshot is going to be cupping a few shots there from Next Type and V1, trying to get back into that barn, but that barn's not going to be safe for you, Nutshot. You're going to have to move, dude, and everyone is coming down on you. These guys may very well think that there's 2 of them in there, but yeah, Bouncy just hiding out there and playing it safe, and is actually right into the edge of the circle, so this is a really good play by Bouncy Butts right now. Next Type copping a few shots, so Bouncy has made himself known, and Avoid the Zoid, well, they've decided and opted to walk away from that one. Zoidmate finally killing Champs, as Champs was bleeding out right there, but I'm not too sure. Bouncy may have a suppressor, it sounded like, so he may not be too sure exactly where Bouncy Butts actually is, as he is hiding in that. As Les comes up over the ridge, can't really spot him, maybe opting for that bush shot, but doesn't go for it. Nutshot still holding this this Cuckboy shack, as that circle's moving in right now. Nutshot is going to have to move out of that circle. He cannot rank tank this unless he's got a lot of meds. It's going to do some real serious damage. Nutshot moving out right now, and he's going to get taken down by Zoidmate. Finally killed off, and Bouncy securing 2nd place for his team right there. That was a great play by Bouncy Butts. No kills from the TNS guys, but securing 2nd place, and shout out to Avoid the Zoid. Look at that, Zoid on 10 kills right there. That is impeccable. That's a 20 kill for those guys. So they were taking out some really good teams right there, and Avoid the Zoid putting in some massive work to make up for that first game.
Yeah, I don't know why Bouncy Butts sprang a trap there. I thought he had a really good chance of possibly even coming first if he clutched himself that nicely, but he may well have thought he got spotted and unleashed his suppressed scar there, and unfortunately was only able to get the 2nd place. But that is a 2nd place, so it's nothing to be sad about with getting absolutely no kills. A 2nd place is always good.
Yeah, 2nd place nonetheless. That's really nice for his team in points. They were in 5th before this evening with the leaderboard tally up, but I have to give a shout out to Avoid the Zoid right there, playing really smart, getting fed that last couple of circles, which helped out a lot for them, making use of their accuracy right there, and showing you that they can, when it matters, they can put down the heat and put the pedal to the metal, and getting 20 kills for their entire team. So that's 1st place for them, especially 20 kills. That's going to be really nice in terms of points, and I would suggest that that's going to put them back into 1st place. Guys, we're going to set up 3rd and the final game for CGL Season 2. Come back. Stay tuned. It's coming up real soon. We're just going to set the game up, and this is going to be the final game. And as we go on to the final game of CGL Season 2 to see who are our winners for this entire season. So stay tuned, guys. We'll be back shortly.
take the chance and roll the dice. I want it all, just for the night. I live it out like I'll never die. I lose my head in the starry skies. Can't chain me down, I feel so alive. Back down, only one way out. I let you run my life. Now you won't get me down. Untamed, guess I lost my mind. You turned me inside out. No one can stop me now. So turn up the light. Turn up the light. This is what I waited for. 'Cause the clock keeps ticking, hard for me to keep up. I can't take it no more. 'Cause the time keeps turning, feels just like it speeds up. It's what I waited for. Close your eyes, seek paradise. Won't change your mind. Can't shake the light. I'll take the chance and roll the dice. Just wanna feel the stars surround. The atmosphere never to come down. I'll stand alone, whether right or wrong. It takes me home, right where I belong. Back down, only one way out. I let you run my life. Now you won't get me down. Untamed, guess I lost my mind. You turned me inside out. No one can stop me now. So turn up the light. Turn up the light. This
Welcome back, guys. It is the final game of the night, the final game of the round, and the final game of the season. We got a bit of a different view coming right now from none other than our cameraman Archer. I just want to give a big shout out to Archer. He's been doing a great job the entire season, working that camera, getting those angles for you guys, and bringing us the best footage we could possibly see right now. Oh, about to hit up the last game of the season right now, guys. We did see a really aggressive push and a really aggressive win right by Avoid the Zoid right there, so that was very interesting to see right there. What do you think's gonna happen in this final game, Jungle? Do you think guys are gonna play a little bit more relaxed and a bit of a relaxed approach, or do we want to see some teams coming up with some really crazy strats right now?
After Avoid the Zoid got that convincing win with about 20 kills, for them at least, I believe they'll be a lot more relaxed. I think they've built up enough of a lead now after tonight's games to really chill out and just place nicely in this final game and keep the rest off their shoulders. But those other players and teams that are just a few points behind them, they're going to be trying hard, probably playing aggressive, trying to rack up as many kills as possible to get as many points as possible to hopefully clutch a first place.
Yeah, playing aggressive can work in your advantage as long as you make those kills count. You know, playing aggressive and overextending can really, like, you know, put a damper on things and can cost you your life. So playing aggressive early may not be a strat we will see from these teams, but as we wait, we've got about 10 seconds to see before where this plane is finally going to go for the final round of CGL Season 2. But yeah, I do think Avoid the Zoid have secured the win right there, unless we have a massive upset right now by like Glockamarari or something like that, or Avoid the Zoid getting chucked out straight away from this game. It's going to be very interesting to see a bit of an upset, but yeah, 20 kills in a single game, that's a hefty amount of deaths right there for them.
Definitely. As we see that plane now coming in from the north over Stauber, heading towards the western side of Military Base, really a lot of the area of the map is opened up. Players can choose to go really wherever they want. Zaki might be a bit of a stretch, as well as Novo, but if they are committed to get there, it will only be a short vehicle ride. As we see players jump out early, some opting to go north of Stauber, just compound looting, playing it safe. Others heading in the Lipovka direction, as well as Severny, and also the Primorsk and Georgia Pole options, as well as military, are of course likely.
Yeah, we can see the TNS guys there. Do follow them a little bit, and they are actually opting for a North Stauber push right there. As we got Spagbol and Toby up there, as well as Bouncy Butts, and I'm not too sure where Chill's actually gone. He may be stuck underneath Toby right there. It does look like that. So we got a few teams, Suko and stuff like that, opting for Mill. But as we do see a nice little spread, pretty evenly across through the center of the map. Some teams moving west, some teams moving east. We'll have to jump on board and see if any early confrontation goes down, as we do. See Zoidmate going for a very long jump. Seems to be over ruins, heading towards Gatka. Him and Les. We've got Somatic and stuff below him, but going for a really high long jump and into a location we don't usually see, but they are, from the looks of it, heading towards the swamp again. This may be a strat by them. We may have leaked their next season strat, but yeah, they do seem to be wanting to go towards that western side of the map right now. Maybe people have caught on to that eastern side Milter power plan that they've been going with for a while, but we do see a lot of Avoid the Zoid going for that real long jump towards Gatka.
Definitely, as expected, they are playing it quite safe here, just trying to make sure they get decent placement points and not too needy on the kills. That zone has spawned though, northwestern, that's unlikely, and haven't seen that much in CGL this season, but all those guys at Georgia Pole will be incredibly happy. They will be able to loot up and stay there for quite some time, and all those players that chose to jump in the Novo and Lipovka directions will have to get a move on when that zone starts to move in, as it will be quite a journey.
Yeah, we can see XPL up the top of the map just there, pushing through in a boat towards Zaki, and he's going to have that to himself, hopefully. But yeah, 2G and Suko and stuff, Luke Ultra, we have two teams down here in the mill base getting their hands on their tier 3 loot, but going to be a long way away from that circle. That is not a circle I expected for a final round of CGL Season 2.
Not at all, as those guys are just going to keep looting up at military. As we take another look at Pachinki, looks like there's only a team left here now, possibly one from another, as some players have dropped here. Just having another look, Yasnaya, unlikely as it is completely left alone. No teams have opted to drop there. The plane did fly very close indeed to it, so those players opting not to jump straight down and chose to just fly away. Looks like there's some more action kicking off here at Pachinki. Some players have been knocked out, haven't been finished just yet. Looks like K2 is on the revive though, and they successfully neutralized the threat.
Yeah, bit of beef going down there in the middle of Pachinki. NZ Girl did knock down Policeman right there. Terabad on board with him right now. Trying to maybe scope out and see if you can hear any footsteps. Rocking that M16 level 2 helmet vest. And that may be Pachinki cleared by the looks of it. We can see Nutshot and stuff like that. These guys are on the opposite edge of the opposite corner, should I say, of where they usually are. Nutshot usually being up there in Zaki where XPWL is, but finding himself down in Novo right now as Extrude is killing Hakai V2 with headshot with a P92 pistol right there. Extrude putting in work with a pistol. And yeah, just opting to move up this hill. Did have the AK, but yeah, opting to finish him off with a pistol and save and conserve a bit of that ammo.
Definitely, as we jump on board with Fallen here, he's got a teammate close by in the other apartment, but looks like Lanny's close by in one of those buildings to the north. He's got his teammates a bit further away as well. They may well be aware of the threat that's nearby. Not too sure where they are exactly, so they are just going to keep looting inside those apartments and trying to stay safe.
Yeah, all the George Ball being inside this circle now. You can see Elmbot and stuff like that. And Schoolyard moving into George Ball, maybe be able to grab some of those buildings for themselves, as we see Chill and Toby with the rest of his TNS guys over there towards where that new town's going to be. There is actually a new town called Kamensky, I think, if I'm correctly in pronouncing it right, to the east of Stalba in the test server at the moment. So later on, guys, if you want to jump on that test server and have a look at that, there is a new town up there, plus a couple new weapons or a existing Tommy gun for you to find on the ground now, as well as that Mini 14, which from personal use is quite a nice gun to use. I'm not too sure if it's going to be getting changed, but it is a 5.56 sniper rifle. It's very, very accurate, semi-automatic. But yeah, we see these two teams moving and making this push now out of Millbase as Resolves is cleaning up Barney the Dinosaur. I swear these two guys come in contact almost every game. I swear to God, Resolves and Barney have like this forever formidable beef between each other where they just find each other in a game and they kill each other.
Bit magnetized, do you think? Always coming together during the games. We're having another look here now at Georgia Pole. Not much has changed. They are still just looting up inside those apartments. There are some more teams coming into the area after that circle did show that it's going to end in this space. As you see Smiles now just getting a bit more aggressive in that northern area, trying to push in, trying to find those enemies nearby. Looks like we've got an airdrop now spawning in to the southwestern side of the circle. Looks like there are some players moving in to loot that up. We jump on board with Jackie here as they're moving in on the next compound. There are two players back there in the warehouse. Looks like Resolve and Fat Texter. They haven't got that much loot. Got an M4 and a UMP, it seems. So Jackie might run into Fat Texter here if he's not careful. And does. He jumps around the wall and gets dropped quickly and looks to be finished off with that UMP. Very nice jumping peek there by Fat Texture around the building. Jackie wasn't expecting that at all. Looks like Fat Texture now just getting a bit more passive behind those buildings, obviously aware that this is a squads game and he needs to be wary of those teammates that will be coming in, but not known by him. They are backing off back towards Pachinki, not willing to take any more damage now, knowing that that is a four-man team and only two of them to go. Looks like we're back on here at Georgia Pole though. Lanny looks to be taking some fire here with his M16 in hand. Look to have dropped a player across the street, but will be revived.
Yeah, Lanny getting a nice shot there on Smiles, so it seems. And he's just moving back in there and rotating back around towards his team just to check off those other angles, as there is three teams now in Georgia Pool. This is going to be interesting if these guys do come together. It is quite a large town, sorry, with quite a bit of rooftop cover, so these guys can get quite a good height advantage right now. And it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out, but they are safe in this circle, and I don't think they're going to make any waves just yet. As we see Smiles wrapping around the back here, he may run into Kiwi if he's not safe. He's going to have two of those guys there. Kiwi's going to spot him off right now. Smiles actually not getting it. He's seeing him right now, getting a pan shot, taking down Kiwi and finishing him off, getting the secured kill right there as Schoolyard is straight ahead of him. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Smiles taking some heavy fire right there. Not too sure. That might have been our Elmbot there with the pistol. So Smiles just retreating. Fallen does look to be downed right now, crawling around the backside of that building. So Smiles is going to probably try and med up if he can, come around here and get up Fallen and pick up his teammate.
Looks like Smiles was lucky to get out of that one after being retaliated on but gets back inside that apartment and looks to be healing himself up here. Not going to get too aggressive. There is 3 teams there in North Georgia Pole, all very close proximity. There is 1 full team just across the road, however, so they're not looking to get too aggressive at the moment, just holding off, not letting those guys move any further into Georgia Pole, as Smiles now hasn't spotted Fallen. I'm not too sure what's going on there, if they're going to go for the revive, but just let him bleed out. Looks to be going in for the assist, though. Schoolyard and Elm, though, might have heard or spotted something going on here, might look to get aggressive.
Yeah, Smiles just waiting that one out, making sure that he was secure, going at the last second there and picking up his fallen teammate. No pun intended. But yeah, we do have a little 2v2 going on right there, as we can see. This circle's starting to move in right now. We do have a player down on the west coast of that bottom island, as Luke Ultra and Suko maybe driving around looking for a boat to get up to the top side of that circle. But yeah, interesting to see Azaki finish right now. This is going to be quite interesting to see this circle. We don't see a lot of CGL, or matter of fact, most games don't actually end up being a northwestern circle. So maybe a bit of unsteady terrain for a few of these teams right now. We may see a few different plays from some of these teams that are kind of a little bit out of their element in a part of the map that they don't usually travel to.
Looks like we've got an unnamed glitch player again, dying currently on the western side of military base. Obviously just another glitch there, don't worry. That player's most likely still alive somewhere else on the map. But we jump on board with Mikesy here, holding out a compound here with his mates. Looks like he's got an enemy nearby, just holding out. Smiley Face is going to move in. Unknown to him, there's 2 guys lying down on the stairs, and he gets fired upon with the shotguns here. And that's a quick death for Smiley, unfortunately.
Oh, Smiley getting the bait. I've been baited like that before. As you can see, they place a perfectly positioned medkit and more than likely a painkiller or something like that right there in plain sight of the door. And what do? You run straight in and look for it. And Smiley, sadly, mate, you've been taken out of the final game like that, and it does hurt. As we see next up there rolling up with the rest of his team, holding a really, really nice compound. Avoid the Zoid, actually playing really nice in the center of the circle right there, holding that nice compound across the bridge from the George Ball containers.
Looks like Nutshot has coaxed his teammates all into the tank strat here over at Novo. They might all be trying to get the meds up and just tank it out for a while here. They'll probably be getting a move on though, however. I'm assuming they will want to see some action in this final game to hopefully get a chance of moving up those leaderboards. We take a look now. All those zones, players now in the vehicles are moving in. We've got some all the way up to the northeast as well as on the south, and they're all moving in. They're all going to be moving in on other players in compounds, and they are going to get into some trouble here as we see Senzu just deviating away from Sticks and Stones here. Unsure if he knew there was a player in there, might have spotted some open doors here, but Sticks will have to get a move on as he's not in the zone as well.
Yeah, Sticks letting them ride by Senzu there on the Ducati and just moving up Zapruder and stuff like that up a little bit further. There is a bit of confrontation there. Over in Georgeport, we see these teams maybe battling it out. I would have expected them to play a little bit more passively, being in the pretty much central circle right now. But on board with AK-47 Gary and Elmbot knocking out Fallen back down there in Georgeport, as we see Spagball looks to be swimming down the coast. So this is a very interesting tactic here by Spag. Maybe going for that boat, but these guys have that rooftop covered. Dark and Stormy watching out there, and they do know that he's probably out there in the water. But it looks like Spag going for the long strat right now. And yeah, ooh, missing a shot right there, but swimming in for that circle, and that circle is pushed up towards Zaki again. So this is interesting to see. We do have a crate coming down in the southeast area of that zone right now, or should I say more to the east of that zone there. But we can see Avoid the Zoid having to move out of that compound, and yeah, interesting to see this circle. This is not a circle one generally sees in PUBG.
Nutshot's been waiting all game for something like this, a zone like this, but the one time he goes to the opposite end of the map, it looks like it's gone against him. So as we jump on board with Sunny here now, as we continue on, he's trying to move into the north of Savoni, got some teammates further behind for cover. We may well run into the brigade here that's happening just to the north side of Savoni as well. Looks to have spotted it out though and turned around quickly, just in time to only take a shot in the back.
Yeah, you can see there Spagball off in the corner of the screen right there has been taking a bit of heavy fire, playing a bit of duck goose out there in the water and trying to stay alive as long as he can. as we've got Undercover Fob and these guys pushing over towards a boat, which seems to be straight out there from Severny. So these guys playing a good little tactic there, pushing Spagball away from that boat and maybe going out there to secure that kill. Not too sure. As we see Blackout right there knocking out Senzu and 2G and getting back in that car and driving out of there. So that's very interesting to see there. Blackout taking out 2 players. As we're on board here with Mikesy with the pump shotty. He's got that dust mask on. As we see next type and stuff like that, you can see the Daisy here just rolling down the hill in the background. A funny scene right there as these guys are moving in towards this compound right now, but are going to come in contact with Cozzy. Power, you putting in a bit of aggressive fire. Cozzy peeking. He's going to get this. Got level 1 helmet. He tries to relocate. Doesn't get shot right there. It's going to be interesting to see Hawkins going for the bit of the push. Cozzy trying to go around. Hawkins knocking out PLAYERUNKNOWN'S with the AKM. Cozzy trying to go for that really nice flank right now. He may see Mikesy. He goes for the jump shot, and Mikesy actually finishing off Cozzy right then. And finishing off Hawkins, so very nice shot there by Mikesy with the S18 in hand and that pump action going to work.
Well played by Mikesy there. Very nice flick over the barrier to finish those 2 guys off, and well rewarded. It looks like those guys up in the boat to the North Island just playing it passive and waiting it out. Looks like Sonny and his team, though, opting to jump inside the tunnels. That's a bold move with the US as they all camp out inside there. I'm not too sure if they're hoping to get those four-wheel vehicles outside again. It will be a bit of a challenge, but let's see them hold out in there. They will be left alone for quite some time, I'm assuming, as those players that are still outside the zone. I have to get it looks like Sticks and Stones just hanging outside the final circle here, just hanging it out for a while now as those rest of those players in the vehicles are moving in from the south. Looks like they'll probably try to get across the river. Not likely that it will finish on that side.
Yeah, I don't think this one's going to finish down there. Maybe quite a northern circle for this next one. As we're on board here with Terabad and his crew. 3XC guys missing a player by the looks of it, but yeah, maybe NZ Girl is on a vehicle behind them, as we do see 3 in the car right now. So yeah, they're moving up there, making a nice little push. Are going to run by 2G and stuff like that, which are holding this bit of a hill, so they've got to be careful right there. They may be moving up to the plane, taking a few shots right now at 2G and stuff like that, just laying down a bit of cover fire, letting it be known. We do see Spagball did survive that up north, so he is still inside the zone there, with Chillville and Virilos moving in with him. But as we see 3XC, they don't want to go towards this compound because of where the Zoid are in here, and they're waiting. They are waiting. Hear those cars moving straight past right there. NZ Girl on the bike. No one actually taking shots at her. She's getting out there, luckily, and it looks like 3XC avoiding the Zoid right there. So very, very lucky for those guys and Grill to get out there unscathed.
Yeah, not something you see very often. They avoid the Zoid, usually taking those opportunities by force and just taking out the enemy. But looks like they all got out of there alive, only taking 1 or 2 shots here, and you usually don't see that. But lucky for them, they made it through, and now we see lots of those vehicles all driving around trying to find some cover, which there is very little of in that center part of the circle. Looks like Terabad is moving in on Animal Alpha, and his teammates in that compound. He will not want to get involved over there.
Yeah, you can see to the west map there, Sticks and Stones opting to get that boat, late circle, and push in with it. So nice little play there by him. He's going to have free range up that western coast. But VFOX going somatic with a vehicle explosion right now. K2 getting in really aggressive right now as these guys are pushing in. Terabad coming in to help out. Razzie coming up, they're going to clear out this compound. Animal Alpha on some really low HP. Razzie just watching this wall and holding this down. As you can see, Yasu moving down the hill there with a scar, finishing off K2. Razzie's heard it, knows where it is. He's going to go through, he's going to finish off Yasu Cage, get knockout right there. Terabad is knocked down, so he's left to fend for the team, and Pac-Man's still held up in that building. But you can see Tismy Jeebers moving around the corner there. He's holding the umpy, and yeah, this might get very interesting. We see Zap Rooter, another squad pulling up right outside this compound now with 2 vehicles. So this is 3 teams fighting it out for pole position right now here on this. And Backman just getting absolutely flooded. He's parked that bike in a perfect position right now in the doorway, not letting anyone get through. Zapruder and yet Nenzo Girl killing Yasu Cage off, finally finishing it off. Zapruder knocking out Pac-Man there with a nice little headshot through the window with the Groza. He's going to maybe move that bike if he can to finish off and secure that kill. NZ Girl finishing off Tismy Jeebers and getting the nice shot there. So Terabad and the 3XC guys not actually doing too bad there, pulling out pretty decent. Animal Alpha still hold up in that Cuckboy shack and is the last alive for his team as Kaysen and Zapruder come through and finish off Bacon.
Very unfortunate there for Animal Alpha and his team. It looks like Animal may still be alive, hiding out in one of those little shacks, but it was all in their favor there as they got take out one of those kills on the bike. But Terabad successfully taking out one of those teams, and when the other ones came in, it was just all over for them. But we're jumping on board with Blackout now. She's got 2 minutes to go before that zone moves in, so they've got time to take some shots at Navi as he drives on by. But they will have to start heading north as it looks to be finishing right up on the coast.
Yeah, you can see down to the bottom right there, just coming out of Rozok is actually Blood, one of the guys on Nutshot's team. So I'm not too sure whether they've gone for that really long med push again, but we're on board here with Bouncy. He's in the UAS, very, very low health right now, inside that next circle. So maybe looking to find a place where he can heal up. I'm not too sure if he has any meds, but making a push towards the rest of his team and trying to catch up with Toby and Spag.
Looks like we're on board now with Bouncy, but it's incredibly low here in this UAS as he continues on, hoping to try and find some cover, but he won't be able to find too much more than some trees as he drives around. Might rock up here on this compound again, as we're on board with NZ Girl, who's just on this hill here, trying to spot out what's going on. Possibly doesn't see Zap here, just a bit further along, and tries to spot out some enemies to shoot. Animal Alpha still camping outside that building, just trying to rank for his team.
Yeah, NZ Girl laying down some nice fire there. Razzie actually, I think, knocking out and finishing off Zapruder. So it's Kaysen left there. Animal Alpha is just hunkered down. I'm not too sure if these guys are still aware that he's in there. But NZ Girl getting knocked out there with a headshot by Kim Jong. So that was a shot from behind right there. So these guys are, have been aware, and maybe Kim Jong actually getting knocked out himself there by Terabad. So Terabad actually holding that 6 for his team right there and spotting Xver and his guys up on this hill out near the cliffs right now. But yeah, Kim Jong's probably going to get a res unless Terabad can play real aggressive right now. But yeah, you can see 3XC opting to whether they push south towards Terabad and hold this out. And I think they are actually retreating out of that building compound right now, so gathering back up with the group as we're on board with 2G right now with 4 times. Kar98 lands a beautiful headshot right there on Navi, making it look so easy, going in for that, seeing the smoke, maybe going into finishing off that kill and securing it, but he does have a Zeke just north of him, and Zeke may get a nice little angle on him if he does see him right now pushing in. It's going to be going down right now. 2G, that smoke covering him. Zeke not rocking a helmet, got the chrome dome out, and 2G killing off Fat Texter right now. So that was very nice work there by 2G, hitting Navi with that headshot, finishing off Fat Texter, and Mago look to secure this kill on Navi.
Zeke now just backing off, going for the flank, trying to reposition himself to spot out the few more players that are over there. Just Extreme 2G now, but looks to be backing off further, not wanting to get into a fight that he can't win, which is obviously what he's chosen this to be, as that new zone is starting to finalise itself here. Spots out another player a bit further along, and he does take him out nicely there.
Yeah, 2G putting in really nice work, securing 3 kills right there and cleaning up that team. Really precision shooting right there by 2G, and I wouldn't expect anything less from the man.
Looks like this zone is just about to finalise itself. A few teams still going to have to make their way inside the zone. I'm not too sure what's happened to Champs and his team who were down at Novo tanking it out just a few minutes ago. I don't see them inside the zone, so hopefully they've made it somewhere nearby. Or they've got up to north on the road, so they're just camping out inside some shacks, trying to rank tank it a bit. We've got to see some players way outside in the water. Looks like undercover Fob's just hovering there on the rock, found himself a nice spot just to float around with his gun out. As they hold out, they've obviously spotted sticks.
That's a bit of magic right there by undercover Fob hiding out there in the ocean. But as that next circle comes in, well, guess what, mate? You're going to have to teleport all the way over there, or get in that boat, or make a swim for it. As Nutshot is just to the north of that circle, you can see his team spread out here, playing that really nice that rank take strat. This is their area. This is where Nutshot knows, so he's going to know all the places. And he does have a little bit of a compound or a building to his southwest, so he may opt to push through there. As Power AU knocking out Headlow there with a headshot. Yeah, looking to go on here right now. Happy Novites laying down some nice suppressing fire. Very, very low health right now, but hitting some nice shots on Skank. Can he finish it off? He does have 2 people down there. He might have to back off and res a little bit. Let back pull in some suppressing fire. They are in the circle, so they do need to play it safe. Avoid the Zoid still holding that compound, and then avoid the Zoid actually holding a very, very nice compound. As we do see that big major west compound to the west, not taken by any teams right now. now, so it'll be interesting to see who makes a move in for that. If anyone's got the kahunas to take that compound, that is a large compound to the west of the circle there, and we may see back and stuff like that move up there. As Power AU knocking out Headlow with a headshot right there and finishing it off, as we're on board with Electric, who is just hiding down here along this ridge with teammate, and Spag and TNS just to his immediate coast right now. Suko's just hiding down there in the rocks. And yeah, this is going to be interesting. TNS guy is not really making much of a move right there, on board with Xfear as he comes up beside his teammate, and you can see all these guys moving down through here. TNS trying to finish off these guys, Electric and Suko down here. They're going to try and secure these kills before they move in. On board with Toby1, landing some nice kills, but actually getting headshot by Luke Ultra right there with the M16 and going down. So Spagbowl finishing off Luke Ultra right there, and it looks like Electric is the last one left to alive for his team. So this is going to be interesting, whether Toby and stuff like that pushes up on him. Sticks and Stones stuck out on the coast. He did come through on a boat, and he's cleaned up Matt Damon right now, but he's going to have to get up this coast. This is going to be securing that kill there for points, which is what I would like to see by Sticks and Stones. So nice play there by that man. And as they all move into the circle, this is going to get very interesting very, very quickly. And still nobody taking that west compound. Voidazoid holding a really nice spot right now on top of the hill here with Extrude NZ. Car98 out, just basically looking down at 2G and stuff and trying to catch these guys out on that ridge.
Just 36 players are left alive now. We're on board with Extrude, just on half healthy with the Car98 equipped. Trying to suss out those players that are moving up the hill, see if he can get a nice headshot off as Extreme 2G makes his way up. He's got a further few enemies behind him as those guys on the western side start to move in. Zap with the ghillie suit sitting in a bush there nicely blows up a Daisy, getting 2 kills on Tintin and XP. The new zone has spawned now to the northwest. Only Defs looks to be inside it, so lots of players are going to have to move in as double airdrops now spawn just to the south.
Yeah, interesting to see that no one's still taking that west compound right now. I thought someone may have moved in there. We may see a push from Avoid the Zoid if they do go in. They may opt to take it by foot and use their gun skills to their advantage. But yeah, on board here with 2G, he does know that people are in that compound. I'm not too sure if he knows who it is, but if he peeks his head out, he may cop a Zoid bullet to the face, as he does have no helmet. But you can see Defs won't kill you and Sunny moving in. TNS guys moving in down from that coast now, so they finished off what they were doing up there on that coast, and they're moving into that circle. Interesting to see AK-47 here just on really, really low health, trying to tank out this circle and maybe secure some kills right here. Is he going to get Champs before he goes down? I'm not too sure if he's going to secure the kill. And no, he doesn't. Champs actually taking that one out. That was great work right there, taking that, not letting Gary get that final kill on him.
I believe Gary still will get it though with the zone damage finishing him off. I believe he will be rewarded the kill. I'm not too sure unless he didn't knock him out at all. But we're on board now with Extreme 2G. He's got some teammates a bit further to the south just checking out those airdrops, but he is taking some insane damage at the moment. Somehow stays alive long enough to eventually fall to, it looks like Extreme NZ. Nutshot now takes a look at Spaghetti and decides he wants a piece of it and takes a few shots there.
Yeah, Nutshot playing this real passively. Him and Blood are the 2 left for his team. So Bounty left for TNS, guys, moving up. He knows where, got a rough idea where Nutshot is. So this is going to be interesting as those 2 guys are all down. And Blood finally killing Toby there. So TNS running into Nutshot and his team as they play passive push down towards that that circle right now. On board with Blackout, getting heavy hit right now from Happy Novites and grabbing a nice little auto scar attack. Back's going to be coming into the push and back finishing it off, not letting Blackout finish that kill on Happy. And they're going to go and push over that hill, and he's going to finish off Blackout right there to secure that kill and res his teammate. So we still see Avoid the Zoid holding this building out. They are opting to go into the Dacia right now, so this is going to be interesting. Next Type actually getting taken out by Pekin right there. So half the team, or should I say just Next Type, going for a push up there, and Pekin getting a nice little peek on Next Type as the rest of Avoid the Zoid move in. And well, they're going to run straight into Smiles, and Smiles getting taken out by Zoid mate. Virilos dying outside the play zone, so I'm not too sure what happened there. Maybe trying to take it out, but not grabbing enough meds. And Les and stuff getting some nice Nice cover fire there from Nutshot, as these guys weren't very aware that Nutshot and Blood are sitting right up there. So Nutshot is putting in some work right now up in his home away from home, which is the northern side of this map. And Nutshot just laying down fire, maybe opting to try and blow up that Dacia. As you can see that he's going to just try and finish it off. He knows Zoidmate may be taking a bit of cover right there, opting to push back around and go for a wraparound. Pekin still hiding behind Avoid the Zoid there, and Bouncy Butts is rank tanking for his team right now, trying to push into that final circle, which I think he has done. Pekin here with no helmet and a scar, so this is interesting to see from him. That car is on fire. I'm not too sure if it's just blown up or not, but you can see here Pekin taking a nice shot and just landing that final shot on V1 there. So only one person left from Avoid the Zoid as Pekin goes in for a nade, and it is none other than Zoidmate left. He may be getting Les up. Les may be res right now, so it is 2 back up from Avoid the Zoid. Interesting to see Pekin playing very, very aggressively right now, maybe trying to finish off that kill, raining down some nades, and just so close. This is a really good opportunity for Nutshot and Blood to push around and maybe get some of that fire there. You can see Pekin's finally killed off V1 with that nade, landing one finally, but Zoidmate and his teammates still alive right there, and just got to pro down in the grass and maybe hold this one out for a little bit as they do get short side of the circle, as Bouncy Butts finds himself right in the middle, surrounded by literally everybody.
Looks like Extrude there heard the commotion going on and got a nice headshot on Pekin there. Unfortunately, without a helmet, he had no protection there from the shot. Looks like this zone is now moving in though. VFox and his team have a nice position here to the south. Avoid the Zoid, or what remains of Avoid the Zoid, have got a nice position there to the east. Got a few players coming in from the north. This is going to be an interesting finish with Bouncy Butts right in the middle. We see we're on board with Depths now. Comes into contest with Kasu. Dismisses him swiftly with that shotgun. VFox though unloading on Avoid the Zoid. Takes out Zoid himself here. Les is the only one remaining with that M16 in hand. Hopefully he'll be able to do some retaliation here and avenge his teammate with only a UMP and an AK. But he's just going to have to hold off here as Les got that M16. Trying to play it passive. Got about 80 seconds on the clock, but nades are starting to fly in. He should be all right behind that rock for now.
Yeah, these guys know exactly where he is. VFox letting up Zoid right there with that umpy. Nice like little flank there by them. But yeah, these nades rolling in through the hill. That shotgun to the face, well, that was a Barber special right there. That was none other than a fade back, knocking his head back right there and giving him a bit of a clean shave. As Bouncy's still taking it out. He's learned from his teammates Spag from the last few games, and they are rank taking better than anybody I've ever seen right now. Hiding in that bush, no ghillie suit, shoes off, just ready to hold it out and get some points. As he does have Zapruder and Casence now smoking to his north, and they are looking to come down and maybe move to these close trees. As we do see Casence unloading a bit out of the sky right there. Zap with the SKS. See Happy Novites and stuff that like moving around to the high ground of this circle and maybe making a push. Blood still alive for his team, getting a nice little pick off there on Casence. So Bouncy's just sitting in the middle of this, watching it out, almost like he was spectating like one of us. But yeah, Bouncy's got a front row seat to the final game of CGL2 here. Nutshot's still alive, and Happy Novites knocking out Blood and getting a bit of retaliation there from across the field, which is really nice. Les playing this one slow and passive, just securing that position as Happy Novites is running literally right in front of Bouncy Butts. Bouncy's not going to know that he's on low HP. Zapruder going down, and Kaysen on low HP right now, and I'm pretty sure getting picked off right there. VFox knocked outside the play zone. So that was very interesting that VFox was getting knocked outside that circle. Maybe got downed as that circle moved in, but Bouncy is in prime position right now. He can play this one really smart. Extrude coming down, getting taken out by Nutshot. Nutshot over there, low HP. Bouncy sitting in a really, really nice spot. It's a 1v1v1 right now, and Les is going for the late push. If Bouncy can get this, Bouncy can get a nice pick off on Nutshot before he heals up. He's going to hear Les. Les is going to go down, so it's a 1v1 situation right now. It's Nutshot versus Bouncy, and Nutshot's probably got no idea where Bouncy is. He's scoping out. If he comes to the right of this tree too far, Bouncy is going to light him up. As you can see, that Nutshot is literally running on bandages. Bouncy is waiting for it. Bouncy is literally waiting for it. Oh my god, he's like a hunter stalking out a deer right now, just waiting for it to stop moving. Oh, this is going to be exciting. He's got the Car 98 only at 2 times, waiting for that option, and Nutshot's got no idea. Bandaging up, ready for this 1v1 situation. This is going to be very interesting to see who comes out of this alive and take first position out for this final game of CGL Season 2. Nutshot opting for the Scar, pulling it out. He's got the extended mag on that, 40 rounds. Probably got that thing on full auto, ready to cut down anyone in his sight. He does know it's a 1v1 situation, so they are meting up. These guys are waiting it out, but But unfortunately here, Bouncy Butt's not having the circle in his favor. As you can see, Nutshot on the northern side of that circle. Bouncy landing a really nice shot and making it time to rotate right now. Missing a shot, and Nutshot cleaning him up with the auto scar right there, getting 5 kills, and Nutshot bringing out a win for his team. Guys, that's the final round of CGL Season 2. That is the final game of the season. Very interesting right there. Avoid the Zoid. Only picking up 1 kill there on Zoid, mate. I did think they got more kills than that. Beautiful work there by Bouncy to rank tank for his team, picking up 2 kills on his team, and Nutshot playing it smart. Him and Blood playing very passively there towards the end and securing first spot for his team for the final game of CGL Season 2.
Very well played there by Avoid the Zoid, trying to get 3rd place. I'm pretty sure that will secure them the championship victory, as they did so well in that 2nd game and were the top of the leaderboard coming the end of last night. We see Spaghetti and his team coming in with a nice clutch there by Bouncy, getting 2nd place, but Nutshot getting a nice win there for his team, securing the victory for the final game of Season 2.
Yeah, I think 3rd place definitely securing Avoid the Zoid the win there. They did get a 20 kill game. For you guys that didn't see the previous game, they got 20 kills and a win in game 2 of this evening, the 2nd last game of the season. And they were sitting very well, pretty much in 1st place for the these final rounds that have been played over the last 2 weeks. Guys, that has been CGL Season 2. I'm Dwarf. Accompanying me's been Jungle Foe. It's been a great evening tonight. Jungle, any last words from you?
Not at the moment. It was great casting with you, Dwarf. Thanks for having me, and thanks for having me, CGL and PUBG OCE.
No, it's been a great pleasure casting alongside you, mate. It's been awesome. Hopefully more casts from us to come, guys. Keep an eye out. If you do want to get involved in the PUBG OCE community, PUBGOCE.com. Go to that website. It will redirect you to our Discord. We have, I think, close to 10,000, if not over 10,000 members currently in our Discord. There is a new Scrim Night, which is going to be coming up, starting, I think, enrollments start this weekend. So you can actually apply for a team. It's 4-person teams. It is going to be 1st person. I think it's got double loot, but you can get yourself into that, competitive environment. It's not going to be scored or anything like that. So it is not. It still has that competitive environment, but it's not going to be scored and stuff like that. So you can build teams up. You can build friendships up, and it's a great place to just come and meet some new people, some new faces, and progress your skills in PLAYERUNKNOWN'S BATTLEGROUNDS. So guys, that's been CGL Season 2. It's been a pleasure. I'd like to give a shout out to Archer, all the admins over at PUBG OCE for making this happen. Without them, we would have none of this. For all the teams that have been playing very, very hard, sweating it out throughout the tournament, it's been awesome to see, awesome to watch. Archer, the cameraman, it's been a pleasure for myself. Jungle, awesome casting with you. And guys, we'll be back very soon. But like I said, get in touch with PUBGOCE.com and talk to us in the Discord, and you can get to know us. And we're a bunch of, a bunch of friendly faces, and yeah, there's going to be some scrim nights coming up, so you guys can form teams, form some friendships, and get your feet wet in the PUBG scene. So we're going to end it there, guys. It's been a great pleasure, and I'll see you guys next time.
Season 3 hype.